Hi everybody and welcome. My name's Stuart Haden, founder of Storm Beach. I'm a coach, facilitator, consultant, speaker and author of this book, It's Not About the Coach, which is the focus of today's video. I'm going to do a bit of reading, a bit of explanation around one of the 9 parts to the book, one of the 9 chapters, and that's around authenticity. And this fits into chapter 1, so it's the first step on the board really for potential coachees and mentees and people learning in the environment of coaching or management or leadership or whatever it might be. And this fits firmly in the assessing possibilities phase. So very early days for the individual concerned to assess the different possibilities and fundamentally really step onto this board, this map, if you like, of being a coachee to find out who they are as from their authentic self. So let me delve into a short reading from chapter 1, literally the first words in the chapter, and the title of this chapter is around primary values. I was in primary school age 10 when I realised that authenticity was important to me, although I would never have called it that. To me, authenticity means recognising your inner values and demonstrating them externally, inside out. Skillfully, of course, otherwise you might be labelled a maverick. I could not wait to get to Mr. Sanders' class, the final one of my primary school apprenticeship. I felt privileged, a feeling that I would not recognise again in academia. Like any good coach, his portfolio was wide-ranging. His book club discussion lives with me today, and his surfing guidance brought him into our family circle. Above all, he was authentic and appeared to love teaching. His passion for rugby was infectious, as was his reward for tackling him in training. A chocolate bar, no less. Such luxury for one so young. He told me that because I had such a low centre of gravity, I would make a great scrum half. I could not believe that someone was taking such an interest in me, and he'd given me feedback about something so specific and personal. This is my first sort of position in any life, really. The fact that it was well thought out made it much more special. At the schoolboy trials, in a great big basin sports pitch surrounded by trees that would remind me of the world that Tolkien had created, I will never forget the advice that he gave me when a scrum was awarded. Have a go yourself. I could not believe it. He was supposed to remain unbiased, and yet he recognised the need to get me into the game. Just reading that one page and that story just really takes me back to the age of, 10 or 11 at the time. And just to meet someone at such an early age, which is so authentic, his inner was so aligned to his outer. He loved his teaching, he loved his sport, he loved his literature, woodwork. And sure, I suppose I was biased and a good personality fit for him, but it was just a wonderful reminder of someone who's just so well directed. And you just couldn't see any cracks or crevices. That was it. There was no weakness. That was it. That's who he was. Taught me for a year, and there was never a time that I remember where I thought, hang on, he's diverting from his path now. It was always online. So as coachees, it's really important to find that inner direction, that inner compass, that inner core, that energy, that source that's going to direct us in the coaching. It's absolutely crucial. If you haven't got that, then really it's very difficult to kind of step onto the stage of coaching. I'll give you an example at the moment. Someone I'm coaching, so the book is about the coachee, so it's about the learner, the mentee, the coachee, the player, the follower. Our initial discussion with him to discuss goals and process for coaching, he told me about some of the things that was happening in his personal life, which was tremendously authentic to really connect some of the inner stuff that was going on for him, real emotional stuff, to, in this case, his work environment. And that was just such a great start for the coach. And if he hadn't have done that or done it later on, he'd have either slowed us down or we'd have just got stuck. But for me, he got onto the page. There's the whole thing about this book. You've got to get into this book. You've got to get on to the journey of being a coachee, and authenticity is the very, very start of that. If you don't get onto that first step, then often it doesn't work. I've had other examples where kind of coaching has fizzled out, got a bit stuck, lost momentum, and I reflect back, they haven't really got onto chapter 1. They haven't really come there for the right reasons. They haven't really yet connected with their inner self and started, and you don't need to do this just yet, but start to demonstrate that externally in whatever context that you're bringing. So some great examples there, and it's just such a crucial stage. So I hope that's been helpful. So really the biggest advice I can give you for a coachee, if you're learning, playing, whatever it is just find what's important to you. What are those, as I call it, the primary values? Primary, it comes first, and it's a value, it's within you, and you can share externally. Good luck with that.